What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a great evening. To be honest, I wasn't planning to make a video tonight, but I was talking to Amit earlier today. Amit Investing, you guys know him from the Palantir community, SoFi community, and every other podcast under the sun community. And we were discussing Palantir. That's right. A lot of us YouTubers actually speak off of YouTube, off of podcasts, and we kind of relay messages and bounce ideas off of each other. Because of him, I actually bought $45,000 worth of Microsoft and Google right before the bell, right before earnings. So we're talking about Palantir and the massive growth potential of Palantir and how we both, or I'll speak for myself, how I truly do believe this is not showboating. This is not for clicks. This is not for likes. I don't really make money off of YouTube. That I truly do believe that Palantir is going to be a massive company. And going through the Google's earnings and Microsoft earnings, I'm like, wow, imagine Palantir is a top 10 company in the world in the future. Imagine Palantir is making tens of billions of dollars of revenue every single quarter. How absolutely insane would that be that we're on the ground floor, at the ground level? Now, I know a lot of haters are going to hate, and that's okay. You can suck it twice. But think about it. Let's just concentrate on the military aspect of Palantir. Let's just close our eyes and really think what exactly is happening in the world right now. You have Russia, Ukraine. You have Israel and dozen countries that want to get rid of us. You have China, you have Taiwan, you have North Korea, you have South Korea, you have Azerbaijan, you have Armenia, you have a bunch of other conflicts throughout the world right now. Let's focus specifically on Ukraine, Russia, Israel, and we'll call it Iran because Iran is behind all of this, and China, Taiwan. You don't think that there's going to be a shit ton of new military contracts right now, and you don't think that military software contracts are going to be in extremely high demand? Think about it. Conventional warfare, it's still here, but look how many things are changing on the battlefield. Look what's happening with drones, right? Israel is outfitting their tanks with, I believe they're called kitchen coops were called, right? When you have like that little thing on top of your tanks to try to protect you from drones. Literally, Ukraine has an army of drones going after Russia. Russia has drones going against Ukraine. Iran is popping drones out like it's nobody's business. And I'm sure China is in the drone business, where you have a little drone that can destroy an aircraft, an entire base, right? It's crazy. You'd think there's not going to be a need for software to be able to detect such drones ASAP? Think about it. Right now, a drone that's like $1,000 can take out a multi-10, $100 million, dollar piece of equipment. It's insane. The need for Palantir and Palantir's ability is evident. It's right in front of our eyes. And this need is going to be needed even more. It's of the utmost importance that you have companies like Palantir. If Palantir didn't exist, Palantir would need to be created. Luckily for the United States military and our allies, Palantir does exist. The current military spending is around $800 million. $800 million. By 2028, 2029, 2030, depending on what estimates you're looking at, that budget is going to be 1 trillion with a T. 1 trillion with a T. Like it or not, believe in it or not, inflation or not, we are spending money when it comes to military spending. That's a fact. And it's not going to stop anytime soon. Russia and China and Iran are all spending a shit ton of money on the military. Recently, China is trying to match the United States in their artificial intelligence spending for various different reasons. One of what I was talking about earlier, that warfare is changing. Yes, hardware is and will be here, but there's a new component of software. And while hardware, you have amazing companies and several companies that do it, there are several software companies that help the military at the highest degree. But Palantir is pretty much that company. There are others, but Palantir does it at the highest possible level and the most robust offerings. While other companies can help here and there, Palantir is like a central command, so to speak. So let's go back to million, okay? $1 trillion by 2030, let's just say. Currently in 2023, of the 800 billion of spending, less than 3 billion, and I can't get an exact number, but it's less than $3 billion was actually spent on artificial intelligence / software. Think about that. Less than 5%. Now, Alex Karp, Shyam Sankar, I saw some estimates that it's less than 1% or something like this. I can't find the actual number. All at Pentagon specifically asked for $1.8 billion in funding specifically for artificial intelligence research. Earlier, I think 2 months ago, Palantir received a $250 million contract alone for research and development in artificial intelligence and machine learning. You think the government is just spending that for nothing? That's a 3-year contract. 3-year contract. At the end of December of 2022, Palantir received a 75 million pound, equivalent to nearly $100 million over the course of 3 years to literally modernize the United Kingdom military. Think about that. The opportunities for Palantir are pretty much endless as long as the world is, excuse my language, fucked. And we are. Escalation is going like crazy. I wish we had peace. I wish we had peace in the Middle East. But unfortunately, I think it's just going to escalate tensions, not just the Middle East in general. There's a lot of tension. Literally, you can cut the tension with a knife. It's in the air. You see it. Hopefully, with a new administration, we can de-escalate a little bit. But I guarantee you, the spending on military and military-like products is not going to go down. It is just going to increase. If not for the offensive capabilities, the defensive capabilities to make sure that no escalation happens in the future. Palantir says it all the time. We wish we had the ability to de-escalate and be so freaking good, be so strong that our enemies don't dare to try to attack us. Guys, Palantir was screaming Black Swan event when everybody was laughing at them, and it came true. Now, you might like Palantir, you might hate Palantir, you might think it's a meme, you might think it's a joke, but Palantir is one of 3 companies with impact level 6 clearance. They also have impact level 5 clearance that they're literally onboarding other companies to work with the DoD using Palantir Gotham, Palantir Foundry, and they collect a fee. They're literally the auditor for DoD companies, for companies working with the DoD. They're the auditors. They're the big brother. They're the big homie. They're the OG, triple OG, holding your hand to work with the DoD. Palantir had to sue the U.S. Army to work with the U.S. Army. You know what the report found from the U.S. Army? Palantir had a 96% approval rating in one of the reports. This came out after Palantir sued the U.S. Army, after the U.S. Army said that Palantir is no good and they can build something better internally. Well, the documents came out and the judge showed, no, there's a report here, and the report gave Palantir a 96% approval rating from the military. Not just anybody can sue the military, win, and then actually work with them and build a fruitful relationship. The reason is because Palantir actually works. What does it work? It works to figure out complex shit. And the more the world is fucked up, the more complex shit pops up. This is essentially business forever for Palantir. You think after what's happening right now in Russia, Ukraine, regardless of who wins or loses, and what's currently happening between Israel and all these countries that want to obliterate them, you think that Palantir is going to be any less valuable, any less needed, or more valuable and more needed? That's a rhetorical question. Obviously, it's going to be more needed unless there's some other company that can take the reins and supersede Palantir, but that's not going to happen because Palantir was in this position many, many years ago, half a decade ago. They already knew that situations like this will arise. When people had no clue what was happening, Palantir knew what's up and they were preparing for that. I don't know if you guys watched the demo or not, where Mikhail Fedorov of Ukraine is showing how Palantir AIP is working, where it's literally using a chatbot to extract extremely useful information. Listen, Palantir is only going to get better. Palantir is only going to get more valuable. This game is Palantir's to lose. Now, everything I'm saying is not a guarantee, but everything that I'm saying is an increased total addressable market. It is increasing all the time. You know where Palantir is going to get a shit ton of military contracts? NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, because all these countries are increasing their spending. UK, Spain, Germany, France, all of these companies, the Baltic states right now, all these countries are going to increase the amount of money that they're spending on their military, and not just hardware, but software. Now, you could say whatever you want about Ukraine and Russia, how Russia is smacking Ukraine and Ukraine's about to lose, and it's a war of social media. But Ukraine was supposed to fall in 3 days, and it is somehow still here. And it might very well lose, which I cannot define what a win or lose would be for Ukraine or for Russia. But it's still here. And a huge, huge reason is because of Palantir. As per Ukraine, it's not just me saying it. This is as per Ukraine. Palantir has offices in Tel Aviv. It's a hub for Palantir. Palantir is going to be working with Israel on a much higher capacity. This is my opinion. This is not a fact. This is what I see is going to happen. The point of this video is quite simple. If you believe in Palantir, understand what you believe in. If you believe in Palantir, understand what you're investing in. And if you believe in Palantir, understand the thesis of Palantir and go back years. Go back a year, 2 years, 3 years, and even before Palantir became a public company, and see what was always the goal and the mission of Palantir, and see if they are actually initiating and coming through with their stated mission goals. In my personal opinion, they are. They're making the world, whether you agree with it or not, safer for the United States and the United States allies. Period. You can agree, you could disagree, but that's what their goal is. And as the world becomes more fucked up, and it's happening right in front of our eyes. You can see this. We can see this. The need for Palantir is going to keep increasing. The spending is going to keep increasing. Does not matter the budget. Does not matter how much money we owe. Does not matter how much debt we're going to have. We will keep spending more and more money to try to get an edge when it comes to the military. And that edge seems to be software, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. The reason why is because there's literally a war between America, American allies, Russia, Ukraine, Iran, North Korea, things like this, countries like that. And if they're spending, we must be spending. Although we're ahead right now, they can easily catch up if we take our foot off the brakes. But with companies like Palantir and SpaceX and Tesla and Neuralink and Lockheed and Martin and other amazing, amazing companies like this, more so like a SpaceX and a Palantir, companies like this, we will take it to the next level. And hopefully, we can all survive and there won't be a World War III and we can live in a safer world. But at the end of the day, Palantir will prosper, Palantir's share price will go up, and Palantir's revenue and year-over-year growth, quarter-over-quarter growth will keep increasing. Is it going to happen next quarter? I have no idea. I don't think that there's going to be some surprise crazy beat with all of these contracts that they signed and these AIP boot camps, but I do believe it's going to come in the second half of 2024, like quarter 3 and quarter 4 in 2024, like a year from now. I think we will be pleasantly surprised. It's not going to be 13% revenue growth. I can't imagine that. I think it's going to be a lot higher. And I, for one, am super happy to have this company. And I really do think that we have a Tesla type company, an Nvidia type company, a Microsoft, a Google, a Meta, so on and so forth, etc. and etc. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate all of your support. If you film these types of videos, if you film this type of content, if you like the background and you like the new audio, do me a favor, hit me up in the comments and just say hello. I'll appreciate that. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.